Hi guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing good as usual and that you're staying safe and that you're gearing up for the upcoming pageant if you are participating in the upcoming Femina Miss India or any other pageant this year. Now, the idea for this video came from a post that I recently made over on the Conquer with Nikita Tanwani Instagram page. And a while ago, we had put out a Tuesday tip, which is a series that we do regularly post about on our Instagram page, which is 3 tips on any topic that we pick up on a weekly basis. Now, a while ago, we had posted about 3 books that you should be reading before your pageant, and that post got such a nice response. So many of you saved that post. I think it was over 200 people who ended up saving that, and I haven't even checked it in the last few weeks. So it definitely gave me the idea that while I have spoken about book recommendations, but then there is definitely a set of books that may be helpful to pageant aspirants in particular, especially in this peak season time, because you are preparing for your interviews and there are certain topics, certain books that if you read, it will just help you delve better and give more well-read and knowledgeable answers as well as impactful answers in your upcoming interview. So that's what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. Now, before I dive into the list of books that you need to start adding to your cart, whether it's hard copies or if you're a Kindle person, totally up to you. But before that, guys, we hit 18,000 subscribers on this channel, and I'm so looking forward to that 20K milestone, because the last time when I hit 10K, we did a very special giveaway on my Instagram, and so 20K is going to be another such milestone. So I am looking forward to how we're going to celebrate this together. In fact, as I'm filming this video, in the next 4 days, Conquer is going to hit 1 year as well, and so day after tomorrow we're doing the anniversary workshop. Not sure when this video is going to go out, before or after the workshop, but you guys know how seriously I take celebrating milestones, especially at Conquer. But 18,000 is done, guys. We need to get to 20K, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on your post notifications, tell your friends to subscribe, share this channel with as many people as you know, and if you know someone who's preparing for a pageant, definitely forward this video to them. Now, moving on to the list of books that you should be reading around pageant season, or in general, the sooner you read it, the better. And if you've already read any of these books, do let me know in the comment section below. I know book lovers and people who love to read in general get very excited when they meet someone who's read the same book, because then we have such interesting conversations to look forward to. But anyway, the first book that I would highly recommend is The Confidence Code. This is a book that I recently came across. I don't know where I saw the suggestion, but it's a book that I've read in 2022. And I felt that it was so important for me to share this book with all of you guys, because lack of self-esteem and lack of self-belief is one of the most prevalent issues, I believe, in young women today, because of the way that we are raised, because of the way that we don't have the courage and confidence to speak up sometimes or raise our hand in a room full of people. And most women would end up thinking that I might not or I should not raise my hand because I'm not 100% sure about this, whereas men behave exactly the opposite. And so if you want to work towards building confidence and know where you're lacking, identifying where are those situations where women behave in this underconfident manner, this book is a great read. At first, you may feel like the book has a lot of numbers and a lot of surveys that the authors have done, but at the end of the book, you will definitely feel a lot more confident, or at least you'll have action items on how to develop confidence. Because believe me, and I believe this, that confidence is not something that you're just born with. You want to know how to develop it, and this book will definitely give you really good insights. Now, before I move on to the next book, do remember that I will be linking all of these books in the description box down below, so you can find all of these books in one place on my Amazon shopping list, where if you do purchase the books through those links, then I do earn a small commission, so this way you would be helping the channel as well. Now, the second book is Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg. I am sure I've definitely spoken about this book in a previous book recommendations video as well. But the reason I'm recommending this book, and number 3 on my list, is My Life in Full by Indra Nooyi, the CEO of PepsiCo and one of the only and first female CEOs for such a big corporation. Why I'm recommending Lean In and My Life in Full is because there are so many pageant aspirants that may be working as a full-time employee right now in IT firms or at any other MNC or any other corporation, and feminism, women empowerment, these are some topics that do come up in pageants. And it's always best to link it to your personal story and your personal background. And if you can talk about how we can empower women at the workplace, this reminds me of how Zozibini spoke about leadership. It's something that Sheryl Sandberg also talks about. It's something Indra Nooyi also talks about. And those are those little actions and little steps of courage that you take up, and that begins at home or at work. And so definitely give these two books a read, because you will be so inspired and so motivated on how these women have paved the way and reached the top of the corporate ladder, which is not an easy feat for women still, if you look at the reality of the workplace environment that we have. Talking about how to balance your work and life and the delegations and responsibilities of men and women at home. There are so many practical topics that both of these books touch upon. Moving on to further book suggestions, the next book on my list is How to Win Friends and Influence People. If any of you has not read this book by now, consider this as a Bible for your future life, guys, because I've read this book not once but multiple times, and there is so much information and applicable knowledge inside this book. I cannot stop praising Dale Carnegie for this type of book. I don't see anyone else who's written this much information in a book, and so it's so useful that you should actually read a chapter and then apply it for the next 1 week in your life, and then probably move on to the next chapter. So this is a book that you should definitely start reading as soon as possible. You are going to love this, because that is exactly what a beauty pageant title holder needs to do. She needs to influence people, and she wants to make friends and make connections and network with as many people as possible. And so many of us, guys, I'm an introvert myself, I know how difficult it can be sometimes to start networking with people and to put yourself out there. And sometimes you may wonder, as an introvert, as an INFJ myself, I know that sometimes I worry that if the person may not like me because I did not talk enough. If you're in the same boat as me, consider this book as your holy grail. The next book on my list is also by Dale Carnegie, which is a very, very quick read, guys. It's The Art of Public Speaking by Dale Carnegie. Right now, with pageant season up on us, I know how many people are stressed about public speaking and how do I improve my speaking and my communication skills. And there is so much and very simple steps that you can use to create impact and to come across as a much more powerful speaker. This, guys, is a very quick read that you can quickly finish up. And in fact, I purchased this book for my Kindle and it was just $30. So it's a steal, and definitely head on to the link down below given in the description box and get this book and finish it as soon as possible, because knowledge is always useful. Now, apart from building confidence and building networks and building contacts and learning how to speak, you also want to read and listen experiences of some other people who have been in the pageant. So the next two books are for you if you're especially a Miss India aspirant. And so the books are Unfinished, which is Priyanka Chopra's autobiography, which recently came out, I believe last year or last to last year. I raved about that book. In fact, I did make a whole dedicated video about the book also. If you want to watch it, I'll link it over here. But guys, definitely read that book, because it gives you so many insights into a life of a beauty pageant contestant and eventual winner before, during and after a pageant. And just soaking in those experiences will prepare you much better for what's about to come, because the most prepared candidate is the one who makes it. And what more or what better way of preparing than actually understanding what life is going to be like. And the next book is also about Priyanka Chopra, but not written by Priyanka Chopra. It's the biography of Priyanka Chopra, which again is linked down below. Guys, I read this book when I was preparing for my pageant, and I cannot tell you how much it helped me, because it was written by someone who was observing her life, and they speak about so much detail while she was auditioning for Miss India, the conversations that she had with the team. And in fact, I quoted some lines from this particular book while I was answering questions at my Miss India audition. And so that's how much of an impact this book has made on me and my life. And if you've been following me for a while, you know what a big PC fan I am. So definitely don't skip this book. In fact, out of the autobiography and the biography, if you ask me what is more useful for the pageant, it's the biography. Don't miss out on that one. The next book that I have is from a very celebrated pageant coach, motivational speaker, and she's been in the industry for decades now. And she's a woman that I do look up to a lot, and that is none other than Rita Gangwani. And she has written this book called The Beauty Pageant Green Room. I have heard so much about this book. I am yet to get a copy of this, but I have seen some previews of the book and it's so engaging and interesting. So while you may not be able to get coached by her as of this moment, but you can definitely soak in her experiences and her learnings. And I believe that it's just important to learn from anywhere possible. So I myself learned from her, and I would highly recommend her book as well. The next two books on my list that you should definitely give a read if you are someone who wants to speak about imperfections being beautiful, if you want to talk about how women should be less underconfident and how women need to take initiative, how to develop courage, and is it okay to be vulnerable at times. And these are a lot of topics around which conversations in your interview, conversations in your audition, and you can actually insert phrases from this book into your answers as well. And so reading is all the difference that is there between, you know, someone who aces the interview and someone who doesn't. They know the answers, but they don't have the words to put their thoughts into words and make it sound like a really impactful answer. All of these books have helped me tremendously during my pageant interview preparation, and I would love for you all to read these the same. It will not just change the course of your pageant journey, but your life as well. And so that's the list of books that I wanted to quickly share with my audience, so you can get started with a lot of these books right away. Like I told you, some are really quick reads, some are just Bibles that you should keep in your library forever. So let me know which books do you want to read out of these first off, and if you've already read any of these books, and in fact recommend books to me as well down in the comment section below. Let's make this a great readers community as well. I'm a huge bookworm, so I would love for your suggestions as well. And like always, I hope you enjoyed this video, found this super informative. Let me know how your pageant preparation journey is going on. And until then, guys, I love you so much, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye-bye.